Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the
Mhm.
place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. And we're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I am here with Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. We're going to be talking about, is your money working for you? Hey, there's a topic that we all need to know, whether we're in business or we're just out here navigating the planet. We all need to find out if our money is working for us. So you might want to grab a pencil and take some notes. And I might want to try to turn off these wonderful notifications.
I had to look to see if it was mine. I was like, oh no, I don't have any.
She's singing over here. I'm like, what is going
She's
on?
singing loud, guys. She's singing.
Okay. I'm singing and dinging. And I'm like, okay. So I had to figure out how to turn off these notifications. While we're working on that, we just want to get this party started. Coach, we just want people to know where they can find you everywhere on the web. Look, if you're looking for Coach Caren, she is everywhere on the web under Profits
It's
in
in
Daily.
daily. Profits in
Daily.
daily. Yes.
Coach Karen Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada.
Money,
Coach,
money, money. I love talking about it. I like counting it. I like thinking about it. I like working out it. I enjoy working money. I do not apologize for it. And the more you get used to it, the more it becomes that subject that you talk about. It's not as painful anymore. It shouldn't be the taboo thing. It should be like in your everyday conversations. And all this month we talk about simple money. And I encourage you to, if you have little ones, to sit around and have a conversation with them. Grab a cup of tea, some cookies, and talk about money in the simplest form that you can and you know how. And if you don't, go research, read a book, find out how. Come book a session with me. Let's talk money. You don't even have to get into any nitty gritty. Just whatever little bit of money you want to talk about, come talk about it. I started
mhm.
realizing I just need to open up the floor and let people just talk about money in the way that they're able to talk about it right now, and then learn how to talk about it better and easier. And you really have to learn to talk about it with yourself and your family, because when you do, it's easier to hear the rest that is coming in that you need to deal with. It gets confusing when you've never spoken about it, when it's this thing that you work for, you get paid, you put it away, you don't, you're begging it to make sure it works, you're begging it to not run out a month to no money. So we want to get out of that the mindset. We want to get out of that phase where we're just don't want to talk about it because it's not enough. Don't want to talk about it because we don't have enough. We want to let our money work for us. And this usually means to everybody investments and all of that. And although that is really great and that is wonderful, sometimes people are not even in the investment stage. So we're going to talk about it in such a simple way, in such a simple way. And I always say, I have things written out, but then God just shows me a way to explain it so simple and so easy that even I am amazed at what the downpour usually is. So I was taking a shower and I buy my stuff in bulk. I'll tell Terry because my dad had a grocery store and that's the way he worked things out. And I guess I copy him in a sense. So I buy things in
Mm.
bulk. I buy either for a 3 months period or a 6 months period, and depending on the product and the expiry date, I might even buy for the year, depending on what it is. And what I'm bringing to you today was this simple thing. I was having a shower and I was thinking about my body wash and how long it lasts me and the dates. Now you don't necessarily have to write it down, but the mind just is so powerful. You know, if you're paying attention that your body wash lasts you a month or 2 months or
Mm.
6 months, you know. And if you were to think about it, you can decide that if it lasts me 6 weeks, how many body washes I need for the month, and you for the year. So you
Yeah.
understand body wash, cream, and oils for your skin, depending on what you use, deodorant, and all the things that you need. If you start paying attention to how long they last you, you understand this portion of your budget and what it's going to cost you for the year, what's
Ah.
it going to cost you for 6 months. That's how your money's working for you because you understand the cost. When you don't understand the cost, your money can't work for you because you don't know how much something costs you. And so when the price go up, you panic and you're like, oh my gosh, I need more money because these things are getting expensive. But when you understand cost,
Hmm.
your frustration level comes down You don't panic as much anymore, and you start feeling better about managing your money. And I'm going to bring it
Hmm.
out and tell you why this is important. And
All
so
right.
let's say you have this realization, or you listen to me, you start paying attention, and you understand it out. If you mind, because this is where the mind goes to, it's going to cost me hundreds of dollars to do this, and you realize that you only need, I don't know, let's say six, let's go for the 2 months, so let's say six bottle of body wash for the year. All of a sudden you understand that body wash is not that expensive, and buying six bottles is not going to kill your pocket. It's not going to kill your pocket, so there's money left over. Let's say a body wash was $9. Let's go big. That's about, buy the big one, it's $9. Let's go there. And I know it's not inexpensive, but let's just say that. And that's what you've
Okay.
been catering for somewhere in your mind. But you get to the store and the body wash is $3. That's a $6 saving. Most people jump up with that $6. This is how your money works for you. What do you do with the $6? I want you to always be thinking what I do with this extra that I just saved. The only way
Mm.
a sale is good and important is what you do with the excess that you get from the sale. Now get excited, jump up and down. But the question is, what do I do with the $6 that I just saved? If you don't know, put it in a bottle. Don't spend it. If you don't know, put it in a bottle. Because I want you to spend the rest of the week thinking about what am I going to do with the $6. Every time it crosses your mind, ask the question. I promise you the answer show up. Now, if you're a giver, you start thinking about the people you can give it to. That's what happens. I just want to be clear because it happened to a lot of people. It used to happen to me. Who can I give the $6 to? Not necessarily $6, but whatever it is. I know this person need help. I know this person need help. I know that person need help. And when you're a giver, that's where it goes. Whether you understand or not, that's where it goes. Okay.
Hmm.
You have to decide the kind of giver, the kind of people you want to give it to. If you're really trying to make the world a better place and the people around you better, you're going to want to start talking to folks about money. So you're going to know the right people to give it to. And giving money to people is an investment in their future, an investment in helping them. So don't necessarily have to be because you're going to do something with it. You might want to give it to somebody, but somebody who want to also give it to somebody else. So it's growing. It's not stagnant. It's not just sticking there. And that's part of you growing and investing your money. And sometimes that's all you really know.
Okay, say that again about why is it that we tend to want to give it away? What is going on there? Or do
We're
we
not used to
consider
having.
that, do we consider that sowing into someone else? And he gives seed to the sower. So we
Mhm.
know that there will be more. Is that the
Yes,
premise?
that is part of it. It's not the full thing. Part of it is because that's what we know. And if you're a
Hmm.
Christian, that's like easy for us. And whether you're Christian or not, it's still part of what you do because it's just
Hmm.
in your being. But the other part is because you're not used to the money talk, the money having, the money conversation, the keeping, the holding. That is the other part. And so the reason I said you want to talk to people so you can know who to give it to is because if you just keep giving it to the people who wash it down the sink, you never ever gonna find yourself doing what I'm gonna get to.
Okay, so you want to sow into good ground. People
Mm-hmm.
who are doing things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And even if let's say you wanted to spread it and it was three people and one didn't do, but the two did, you're still doing it to some extent, to the right people.
Hmm.
The next thing you really, really, truly want to do is understand why this feeling of giving all of it. I'm not stopping you from giving. I just want you to be aware of why you're doing it. And if you're doing it like when Terry asked why we're doing it, and if you're doing it because you never hold on to money, then you're going to have to hold the money before you give it. If you found out that you're sowing it because of that feeling, then you have to pause.
Okay.
I've
'Cause
lived it. I
that's what
know
I
it.
was thinking. Yeah, like,
Yeah, I lived it. I know it. And when I recognized that that was what was happening to me, a lot of opportunities came up. So I would have money saved, and people would come out to the woodworks, and I would just be helping and giving and letting it out. It would just,
hmm,
but that's because some part of me was activating something I learned when I was younger, but I didn't recognize it. I didn't notice it. So I would save a lot of money, but in the same speed, problems will come up for people and they will present themselves, and I would just give it to them.
yes.
And knowing that they can't pay me back, knowing that I might never receive it back if it was a
Mhm.
borrower or any one of those things. Okay. And there was this very nice gentleman that just like me, like a daughter. And I mean, he'd give me some really great opportunities in my life. And I was just about to travel to Brazil at the time. It was the first time I was going to Brazil. And I needed some more money in my
Mhm.
purse to make this trip. And I went and talked to him because, as I said, him and his partner, they see me like daughters. So I could go talk to them about anything. And I was telling the man, I said, I want to do X, Y, and Z, but I'm short $1,000 and I'm not sure how I'm going to get it.
Mhm.
And, he listened, and a lot of people were around. We talked a little bit. And at the end of the day, he came and see me and he says, Caren, I have no doubt that you're going to find a way to do it. But let me share something with you. Stop giving your money away to people.
Oh, because he had observed you.
Yes.
Stop throwing your pearls to swine.
Yeah. And I said to him, Mr. Michael, there's no way. Like, who am I giving my money to? He said, stop for a minute. Think about it. Tomorrow when I come in, we'll talk. Because he
Mhm.
worked, his business was right next to me, but he went home. And
Okay.
he came in early, an hour early, and I saw him. So I went to him. He used to ride a bike. And I went to him and he said, do you think about it? And I told him what ideas I came up with to make the money and what have you. He said, good, I'm going to support you in buying. That's how I'm going to support you. I'm going to support you by buying the idea that you come up with. So I had this idea. I had a bunch of things that I could sell and I pulled them together and I put them up for sale. And he bought like nearly half of what I had for sale. He said, I'm not buying it because I pity you. I'm buying it because I was going to go buy it at the store anyway. And I want you to know why I'm buying it. I could buy everything from you because I could afford it, but I wouldn't because I want to buy what I need. I'm also
Mm.
buying it to showcase to you that I'm buying what I need, what my household need. I ask my wife what we need before I come and I buy from you. And he bought from me.
Okay. Huh.
He was teaching me something. I'm not
Yes.
going to sit here and tell you at the moment I understood the lesson. I understood it after the fact what he was teaching me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came back from Brazil, I told him, and he says, I am so happy that you learned a lesson. Because what he did for me is two things. Not only did he make me tighten my pants and see how I didn't want to hold on to money, and this is childhood stuff that brought up, but I didn't understand at the time until he brought it to the table. But he also made me stop and realize how much Terry, I'm sitting here and I tell you, when this man bring this to the table, your girlfriend was earning $2,000 a week and she never paid attention to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
21, $2,000 a week and some a time. And I didn't pay attention to it because there's so many people I was feeding and doing and helping and oh
That you didn't even realize it. And then when you needed help, they were not there for you. And you lose the business because you weren't focused on the business. You're focused on all the help that the need, the people pulling on you,
yes,
that you got distracted from your business.
yes.
And did you lose the business?
I nearly did. I
Mm-hmm.
nearly did. I nearly did. And he made me. I keep. I think I would say I kept loose books those days. Loose, very loose. I know in my head what needs to be done, and I got it done, but it wasn't tight. It wasn't right. It just was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally kept it, pulled from it, and then start keeping better books. And I start saying a lot of no's. And I get a lot of people and say, I love you very much. You guys are like my stronghold, but can't do this, and this anymore. This, and this is not gonna happen anymore. And if you do need it and I'm in a position to do it, this is what's gonna cost you for me to do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And people back away. But the people who was genuine and who cared for me and who wanted to help me, I still end up helping them a different spot, but they respected what I laid out, which
Yes.
means if they borrow, they paid it back. They paid it back with something on top of it, and it changed the dynamic. I also get to see the real friendship people and the real
Yes.
genuinely loyal people.
Oh, yeah. And people really care about you because they're concerned whether or not they pay you back because they know what it's like when people don't keep their promises.
Mm-hmm. And it's just it helped me so much so that even my one of my best friends at the time, his mom, when I left and I come back, I mean, she was a lady. She's so quiet. She's an introvert. She never used to talk to people in the area. If you see her morning or howdy, yes, always manly, but was never a woman who chat with people, no gossip, none.
Mhm.
She's in her house. You can't find her. You tell her anything, she just walk away. Because people in West Indies just like chit chat. And when I came back, and I know God's in the midst of this, when I came back, she came to see me, and I was in shock because I'm like, she don't go to nobody's house. I tell you, barely a hi, and she's back in her house. And when I heard Mrs. Prince come to see me, I was like, to see me? And she said, Caren, could you come over to me? And I just want to talk to you. And I was like, anyway, I said, I'll come later once I put my son to sleep. And I
Mhm.
went over to her and she said, I watch a young woman come in this area and just grow into this beautiful, like I'm blushing right now, businesswoman that I so admire, and so happy that my sons are friends with her because I could see where you can help to move them along. They're better off, she says, but you're here and you don't understand what you did for my son. So I want to tell you something that I've observed. And you know, when she laid it out on the table, it was hard to hear some things that she told me. So could you imagine? Mr. Michael is telling me this, and I catch myself over here, and then somebody else observing and telling me and catch me over here and making me understand really. And this is how God narrows in your business and get you on track if you're paying attention and if you're willing to let people listen to you. I'm going to side note here. When a lot of people say, I don't like coaches and don't want to tell me what to do, you're really saying that I don't want the help that God is sending me. And lots of times, coaches, whether you can pay them or not, they give so much anyway.
We do. We really do.
We just give so much, right, Terry? We just
It
always
just
giving.
because it just pours out of us.
Yeah. We just giving you anyway, even before you pay. We're just giving you so much anyway. And that's what those people were for me. You know, they're my mentors, the people who've been watching me and observing
Mhm.
me and now was ready to pour into me and make me understand. Hey girl, we love what you're doing, but you're gonna have to do this way because we see the other people who's pulling from you over here.
Yes.
And we want you to be aware. I'm not selfish. I'm not greedy. You just have to be smart with yourself. And this is if
Mhm.
you got a job, and this is if you have a business. You know, if you got a job and you're giving somebody a ride, and the person and you agreed upon a price to help with gas is high now, but just
Yeah.
generally, pay
Mhm.
the people who you say you're going to help them with gas. Because when they don't pay you and they said, well, you were going to the same place anyway, you would have still spent the gas, that person is pulling from you, whether you understand it or not. And let me tell you, they're
Mhm.
not only pulling gas from you, they're pulling gas, they're pulling your other energy, they're getting ideas from you, they're talking you to death.
Because they're talking to you on the way and just pulling information out of you, sucking you dry,
Part
and
of
giving
your money.
you a free ride.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. There's just so many ways that people just ride on people who are doing great backs. This is why
Mhm.
when people start building wealth, their circle gets so small. They truly don't want it to be that small. They want to interact and have this. If you're an extrovert like me, a bunch of people that you talk to. But no matter how extroverted you are, you slowly recognize that you can't have that because they will drain your energy. You wouldn't have much
Mhm.
left. And they drain it financially, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually.
Amen. Mm. Wow. We just give it to them. They don't even say stick them up.
No,
This is a hold up. They just and
we do it voluntarily.
we're not even aware that we're being robbed.
Mhm.
This is a concern. Wow.
It definitely is.
Ah!
So when I
Oh
say,
my
is your
God.
money working for you? It doesn't have to be the investment part. You'll get there. You'll figure it out. You'll know you want to do it. If you have a job that do the 401, like in the States, if you're in Canada, RSP, great, and they match it. If that's not happening, you need to figure out how you're going to do it. If you don't know, you need to sit down with somebody in the financial arena, go to your bank, talk to
Mhm.
somebody. And
Mhm.
if you're still not getting what you want, because not everybody work at a bank is really savvy. I mean, I made an appointment and I talked to a guy and I was thinking myself, I know you're educated, but how did you get this job? Because the questions I'm asking you, you're not answering it. And I could have answered them myself, but I was looking for more input. And I just got away from the appointment disappointed because he he wasn't very aware. And I'm thinking,
Mhm.
how did you get this job to sign people? I guess if you know nothing, but if you actually is financially savvy, even if a little bit, like he was just drowned in. He was just drowned in.
He didn't know the vocabulary.
No,
You
Terry, I
can
was sitting
tell
there
when
thinking,
somebody doesn't know the vocabulary, can't you?
ooh. He said, "There's anything else I can help you with?" I said, I think this was good."
I think we're done here. You just giving me revelation that everybody's not qualified. And a lot of times we are placed in jobs and given 10 minutes of training
Yes.
and a manual. Just read this script to them.
Yeah. Yeah. He
And
he
we're
he
like,
was
well, if
he
they
was in
if
there.
they ask a question, well,
Yeah. Yeah, I felt within the first 5 to 8 minutes, I was starting to feel real annoyed. And then I calmed myself down and instead of really being annoyed, after I was done in my head before I told him, I said to him, I said, what is it you went to school for? And he started talking. So what do you really love to do? And he light up and it wasn't what he was doing. So I was like, okay, so this is why we're at this place. He wasn't doing what
it
he,
wasn't
no,
in
he was
him.
totally
It was not in him.
because he smiled for a bit and I guess like he didn't want to tell me. Then eventually I smile and I'm like, it's okay, we all do different
It's
things. And I
safe.
start making it light, yeah, making it safe.
Wow.
He did not want to be the bank.
You know something? Is your money working for you? One of the reasons why a lot of times our money is not working for us is because we are doing work for the money.
Mm-hmm.
When in fact we are not offering up the gift that's inside of us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know here at BizChicks, we have an anointing to see money in people's businesses.
Right.
When they call us, we're saying there's money here, there's money there. Have you
Mm-hmm.
done this?
Yes.
There are other ways to use this gift and talent
Right.
to prosper you,
Yes.
to bring in revenue.
Yes.
Um, but for some reason, we all, not, well, most of us seem to have tunnel vision about our business because we
We
see
do.
it one way. And if it doesn't work that way, we think that's the only way
Yes.
that
Yeah.
gift or talent will prosper us.
Yeah.
And that's not so.
That's not so. Not so. That's not true. There's still there. It's like marketing. Everybody markets online right now, but people are still marketing offline. People are
Mhm.
still marketing offline right through the pandemic. People are still marketing offline. I
Mhm.
was at the subway. And a Filipino girl came and marketed to me at the subway. She
Uh-huh.
came up. She said, "How you doing?" She asked me about the bus route, and next thing you know, once she got me talking, she introduced what she had.
Yeah. And that's the way you do it.
Yeah, I
Through
wasn't mad at her.
conversation. I think this is
Yes.
the other thing that people say, oh, I don't like selling. The time, from the time you get up to the time you lay down, you are selling something, because that's why you put the makeup on. That's why you
You're-
comb your hair. That's why you brush your teeth, because you're presenting yourself to the world, be it online, be it virtual, be it, just presenting yourself to yourself and to
Yes.
God. You
Yeah.
want to look a certain way.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that's all part of the selling
Yeah.
process.
You have to sell yourself on getting up out of the bed in the morning when you don't feel like it.
Mhm.
Don't matter how you like to exercise. Like I took a month off. I didn't do anything this month. I have to sell myself on the idea of starting back in April because I don't want to. Let me just be frank. I do not want to.
Yeah, because when your body gets in a pattern, it's like, what? You want me to do what now?
I ain't doing it.
I thought you were over that.
I gotta sell myself on the idea of it. You have to be always selling. If you're gonna be an entrepreneur, you don't want to sell, go to work. But
Mhm.
let me just remind you, you're also selling at work. You're selling
Yes.
them the idea that you can perform the job so that they can get clients so they can pay you. They no longer need you if you're not bringing them what they need to run their business. You are selling. You don't get away from selling.
And when you go to that interview, you want to look a certain way. You want to talk a certain talk. All of that is sales.
Just dive into sales. Everybody need to
I
understand you're
can't
selling.
do a sales presentation. When you got up and put on that suit, that
You
was a
did.
sales presentation
Mm-hmm. You
because
did.
people are visual,
Yes.
not just auditory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They know if they want to hear from you. Like
They
if,
want to
if
hear
the
from
little
you.
girl at the subway station hadn't been looking a certain way, you wouldn't have no conversation with her.
Thank you very much. She's looking sharp as a button. She was being trained. I look around and I realized a guy behind her was training her. He was watching to see what she was doing. He was
Hmm.
training her. When Jehovah Witnesses come to the door, they always got somebody waiting in the
They
wings
do.
with them. They're in training. They're
Hmm.
watching how they spread the word, how they talk to the person at the door, how they were received. They go back and have meetings about how to do it better, how to improve themselves. Like
Hmm.
we do this every single day. And when we understand this stuff, as Sarah was mentioning, you start seeing a different change in how you behave. And your money work for you long before you put it into investment. When you understand how to get the money so you could take that and put it in a place to do more work for you. So let's talk about the $6 now. So you take the $6, and now that you get over understanding why you don't need to give all away, but even if you start with $3 and putting it somewhere, I hear all the time it's waste of time saving. But somebody who's never saved money can't invest money yet, unless
Hmm.
it came out straight from work and they didn't touch it. Somebody who's never saved money. Saving is about habit. Saving is not about saving. Saving is about habit. It has nothing to do with the money you save. It's a habit forming activity that is so important to get you to the investment stage. Because if you're an investor, you're going to lose money. If you're an investor, you're not going to have as much money as you
Hmm.
start off with at some point. And then you're going to raise, you're going to flag, it's going to go up and down. But once you build enough, it doesn't feel that way anymore. So
Hmm.
savings give you this idea that you don't have it anymore. It's somewhere and you can't touch it once the discipline, start happening. And then now you take that and you put it into investment a little tiny bit at a time until your heart is get used to, I might have $14,000 here and I might lose all of it. Like go to the extreme. I can lose the whole $14,000. And if it's painful, sit in the pain. If your heart is beating fast, drink a lot of water and sit down and just breathe and process through it. It's more better for you, so other than actually losing the 14,000, because you processing this stuff. It's going to be different
Hmm.
when you do lose it, whatever a little bit you lose, but still it helps you. It really makes you sit down and say, let me research what's the best place to put my money, even though I'm going to get less money, until I build up enough confident, enough failure muscle. I call it failure muscle because the muscle, I call it learning curve, the learning curve muscle, so that I can do bigger things.
Hmm.
I don't care how great an investor you are. Let's talk about real estate investors who invest in thousands of dollars and they're used to investing the kind of money. I'm going to a mentor of mine. He says, Caren, I invested $3 million and I wanted to pee my pants because it was the biggest deal I ever invested in at the time.
Hmm.
It was a hotel deal. And he said, I drank more rum than I ever did in my lifetime because I was steady taking a shot of rum to calm my nerves. And he says, it was crazy because I've invested money, but never before at that moment, $3 million in one gulp.
Hmm.
He know it's going to make him money. He know his money is going to work for him. But at that moment, that was what was happening to him. And that happened if it's $3, $300, $3,000, because at the time, it's your first
Hmm.
$3. It's your first $300, and it's your first $300,000. Whatever that first is, you're in panic mode. You're
Okay.
not sure that it's going to work out. Not because it wouldn't work out, but you're not sure it's going to work out.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me, guys, because this song will be disturbing you forever if this little girl does not come and say morning.
Okay.
So,
We couldn't even hear her, but okay. You could
okay,
hear her.
because she wouldn't
Good
stop.
morning,
So
beautiful.
you're going to say morning. Good
Hi.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Bye bye. She's got a
I
cold too.
love I love it. This is why we get up in the morning and do it again. Seriously, we can live on a lot less, but we're trying to leave a legacy. We're trying to.
Exactly. They're coming to say morning. Her little arm, she wouldn't stop knocking on the door.
Okay. And we couldn't hear her, but you could see.
And I know she wouldn't go away until the
Oh no,
door
she
opened.
wasn't going anywhere, girl. And you know what? That is why he said we have to be like little children. We have to come and we have to knock till we get an answer.
Yeah, yeah. Don't take no. Don't listen to the no. The no is not right now. The no
Sis,
is I'm not ready for you, but I see you. I'll save. I remember saving for my coach. And then when I got her, I was so happy. I was able to. I had her for 6 months, and I extended her for a full year. She brought me online. Thanks to her, I'm doing what I'm doing. It was never wasted money. If I didn't get Josie, I probably would have not shown my face on video.
wow.
She was like,
Kidding me?
yes.
Oh my gosh, Karen. What a loss to the world and the universe. Oh my goodness.
She
You
used to
know,
say that to me. She'd come, she was an in-person coach, and then we were online for a bit, and she says, Karen, people got to see you. They got to hear you. You can't be hiding away here. Uh, she gave me some hard things to do.
okay. Oh
But
my
she was
goodness.
good for me. She was so good for me. That wonderful year with her, we still talk up to this day because she's just such a good coach.
To God be the glory. He said, knock and it shall be open. Okay. Thank you, Teddy. We thank you that it's open. Oh my goodness.
There we
Well,
are.
Coach, we learned some things today about is our money working for us. We learned about why it may not be working for us and what we need to do to get it working. So I hope that we'll expand on this conversation the next time you come. Remember that Coach Caren is here every week talking about profits in daily. So if you're
Hmm.
looking for her, it's Coach Caren Fern at Profits in Daily. And
Yes.
for all of you guys who are just in the conversation, we ask you to share this out. Or if you're watching on YouTube, we'd love for you to subscribe. You need to turn on your notifications so you know when we're here, and it'll ding you into the room and let you know, hey, Coach Karen's on today, right now, and that you can watch her on your favorite
Hmm.
streaming channel. So remember, that's Coach Caren at Profits in Daily, and follow her. Follow her on Facebook
Thank
or
you.
Instagram. Um, we just love you. Is there something you want to add, Coach? Do you have any
No, I
workshops?
just love it when I get to come here. I wrote in my journal this morning. This is like my happy day. I get to come and chat with my one of my favorite peeps online, Tara Lee.
Isn't it nice that we can see
Enjoy you.
each other?
Yes.
Because, when you're in a conversation with people, it is just a blessing to be face to face. She is
Yes.
not bothering us, Coach. She is handling her business.
She's coming to sip on water.
She is the young entrepreneur. So we are excited. We might start a YouTube channel for grandmas and young entrepreneurs. There you go. So with that, I will remind you, that tomorrow we're going to be talking with, what is it, Robin Shimizu and friends. Happy
Friends,
Healthy
yes.
Habits with Robin Shimizu. She always has a great guest. And then on
Yes.
Friday, we'll be talking tech and English with the
English.
BizChicks. You can find us here at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and 11 o'clock in Canada. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
7 o'clock in Canada. And so, with that, we want to remind you it's okay to be successful in your
Yes.
business. Give yourself permission. We give you permission. And then we want you to go to the front of your own line. Have a great day. Thank you again, Coach, for all that you do. We
You're
really
welcome.
do appreciate you. We'll be seeing you here tomorrow. Bye bye, everyone.